Alright, now we're going to take a look at some of my, well, all of my Dire Avengers for my Eldar army. I've got two groups of 10, so 20 total, both with Exarch, and both with magnetized hands. So you'll notice that I can take his weapon off there. I can, swap out for the different combinations that are available on the Exarchs, which is a lot of fun and very practical as well. Okay, the other hands I've got kind of lying around somewhere, but just showing you that they can be magnetized as well. First thing about Dire Avengers, their troop choices. They are reasonably resilient. They have pretty decent guns. 2 shots, strength 4, assault, pretty solid. Unfortunately, only an 18-inch range. So, anything they're going to be shooting at is going to be very soon, up in their faces if it can fight them in melee. But they are a solid troop choice, 12 points each, not the cheapest thing around. Unfortunately, strength toughness 3 like you're used to with Eldar, 4+ armor, not amazing, gets cut by heavy bolters. These guys die to heavy boulders like nothing else, they go down. But they tend to spend a lot of their time inside vehicles. I don't know a lot of Eldar players that, put them out in the open. They're slow, their guns are low, short range. They need to be in a vehicle to get where they gotta go. Let's swoop in here so you can actually take a peek on what the paint job looks like. A pretty basic paint job. I did the same style on them as I do for the vehicles, where I kind of like work up from a dark red and I dry brush a bunch of orange and then I ink them all with the old GW red ink. I think it looks okay on them. I stopped that method when I started painting my Guardians. With my Guardians, I just go right from a prime white with red ink right over it, and then I go into it. But I think the look actually looks pretty rich on these guys. Not too bad. Those are just standard, transfers on there. I was kind of lazy with that, so I just did the transfers, put some transfers on the back. I mean, a little wacky looking, but from far away it looks a lot better than it maybe does up close. Sam Han there, a few little transfers on the back there. That's the way that goes. In terms of their blue hair, they share the blue hair that you've seen on my Howling Banshees. I started the blue hair with these guys, and I liked it so much I did it on the Banshees. I think it looks kind of funky and cool, and it matches my army pretty well, because a lot of my little tidbits and things, especially my Fire Prism cannon, are blue, kind of like that as well. Just a little swoop in here of what they look like. There we go. A little bit of white, a little bit of black, a little bit of gold, a little bit of highlights everywhere. And I do want to show you what the magnetized weapons look like. I want you to see what it looks like when you magnetize, a whole array of options. Because, oh, those guys jumped together. But because it is quite a bit of effort. I mean, you've got to literally just magnetize every single little weapon that could be on every single little hand. So it is a lot of magnets, a lot of work, but it's really, really rewarding when you know that you can swap any weapon you want, any game. You can change your tactics game to game and really play around with all the options. I found it helps me become a better player when I try out things that, I wouldn't have tried normally, but hey, I can, so let's give it a shot. Here I've done, a second set of gun arms for the guy that currently has power weapon and shimmer shield. A kind of dire sword looking weapon. I mean, I can declare it as a power weapon, or I'll use it as a dire sword sometimes. And I'll just use these as the pistols. I know that they're a tiny bit larger than the actual pistols, but I didn't have the patience to actually magnetize and paint the little pistols, because these things are already so small, they kind of look like pistols anyways, to be honest. So I'll just use one of those with this thing if I use it as a dire sword and pistol combination. And then a little closer view of the shimmer shield, what it looks like, and the actual blade of this power weapon slash kind of staffy thing that the Dire Avenger Exarch has. So that's what that looks like. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed. I mean, I'll just do a quick run. I'll show you what the back looks like. Again, very basic, maintaining the color scheme. A little bit of gold highlights. Really basic, actually. Like not a lot of fancy highlighting. Good from far, far from good is my philosophy on troops usually. But I hope you do like the way they look. And that is a look at my 20 Guardians. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Keep watching the vids and keep coming back to the channel. All right, take care.